Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Have you ever been drunk or high and came up with this truly amazing idea but then became sober and realized it wasn't as amazing as you thought it was? If so, what was the idea? Turn signals on grocery carts. And horns. And knives. I once had the idea to have two left turn signals on a car. One for a regular left turn, and a different one to indicate you were going to do a U-turn. I have no idea why this made so much sense at the time, but for the rest of that night I legit thought I was a genius. I've always said that cars should have brake lights on the back and the front so when I have to quickly stop I can see if the car behind me noticed and is also using their brakes. I made a soup sandwich while really high before. The soup obviously just destroyed the bread's integrity, and just fell out the sandwich. That was the first time in my life I realized just how dumb I am. Don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, bread bowls exist. Basically the same thing. And chicken pot pie is basically a creamy chicken soup baked inside a pie crust. This is as close to soup sandwich as I can think of at the moment. I got really high once and went to record my thoughts in my voice recording app like I usually do. It wasn't until I went to save and title it did I realize that I had actually called a local pizza joint after hours and left them a voicemail. Hey boss, some guy left a weird voicemail. Yeah, I know. Call him back and let him know he's got the job. He said what? Fold the pizza in half. The what, what calzone? Fold the pizza in half and sell it as gourmet Italian dish called calzone. Genius. The what? All Italian food is just pasta shaped differently. Genius. Holy shit, this reminds me when I was a barista and these two teenagers were obviously super stoned and asked for foam milk. I start handing it to one of them, but instead of grabbing it he takes one lug sip, as I'm holding it awkwardly across the counter. His friend started laughing and he looked super sheepish, sorry brew with a crazy milk mustache. You bet I never forgot them lol. Once on 4/20ths I was working at a cough and doubt place and this car of 20-somethings came through the drive-through which I was working, ordered hot drinks and food, which he immediately handed back, like as if he was prepared to do so, and said it was too cold. The cup was very hot and I had to put a sleeve on it before I had handed it to him, so I was just like okay I got you, closed the window, counted to 30, then handed it back and he was so very pleased with this coffee's temperature. They also ordered 3 more sandwiches at the window. Okay, hear me out. Go to your local bar and get plastered. Then go to Lens Crafters and get your eyes checked. They will fix your double and blurry vision and give you a pair of glasses. So when you get drunk again you can put on your weight for it. Drunk goggles trademark. Do you have a Kickstarter? I thought it would be practical if you would have a tag with your address written on it attached to your keys, so if you ever lost them they can be sent back. Seemed brilliant to me, thieves might enjoy this idea as well. My bank does something cool that solves that problem, a keychain with a dog tag that has a specific code that the bank registers to your address. If you lose your keys, anyone who sees them can throw them in a mailbox and they'll be sent back to you. King Kong but with a giraffe. King Long. They said ideas that aren't still great when you sober up though. I'd watch it. Once, while thoroughly drunk, I ordered a pizza and it arrived overcooked. Crust was like dried asphalt and the toppings blackened and singed. So I pitched the idea to my other drunk buddies that pizza places should let their customers control the pizza ovens through the internet, so we can decide when it's done. Which then lead to an entire design your own pizza machine /website combo, where one could control exactly how much of each ingredient to add using robotic arms and you could watch it cook live through an oven cam. Seemed brilliant at the time. They have these in places. It looks like a huge vending machine. When I GRT home I'll see if I can find a link. Edit, https://jo9blu3t430. Where are you and will you be joining us for dinner? Edit, my first award. Thank you. When a football match goes into extra time, they should add a second ball. If it gets to half-time without anyone scoring they add a third ball. I'm actually not sure this idea is a bad one. Bobby, you can't solve every problem using pinball logic. No, but Tommy can. That would definitely make an interesting game. I feel it would add a totally new skill set to the game and so loads new players will start playing pro. I was on acid and had a revelation that I had to make the next Google. I have no idea what it means to be the next Google, but regardless it felt like the best idea in the world. The feeling of checking my notes app the next day for the grand idea I had and seeing be the next Google was hilarious. What you really need is some kind of hot tub time machine. Beer rocks. When drinking at an outdoor place, using plastic cups, you put fancy rocks in your beer so the cups don't blow over. Genius. Mine was similar. The theory was, the top half of the cup of beer tastes better than the bottom half, so we make cups that have the bottom half already full of something else. We invented smaller cups. In Askreddit, it's normal to share 40s with multiple people rather than each having their own beer. The most convenience stores even provide mini paper cups and tables outside the door to encourage you to stay, drink, and snack on all the batcha. I was thinking that kids these days need more time on the road to be better drivers, so maybe Uber should partner with driving education groups and subsidize them or pay the kids in college bonds or whatever. Yeah, maybe hiring a bunch of terrible drivers for your taxi services isn't such a great idea. Lol, this is great. Hi, my name's Kyle, I'm 14, this is my mom, so where you're headed today? Hiring a bunch of terrible drivers for your taxi services. Already feels this way. I thought of something that I thought was the funniest shit. A video or comic where one guy takes a pepper packet, opens it, and pours it into his eyes. When his friend starts freaking out, he goes, haha, tricked you, it's actually salt. But that's pretty funny actually. I thought it was funny at the time, wrote it in my notes app so I wouldn't forget it. When I came across the note a few weeks later, I thought it was the dumbest shit. Now I'm not so sure. I've had a dream where I actually woke myself up laughing. It was a dream where Sonic the Hedgehog was running but he kept slipping and going whoa. I thought it was the funniest thing ever until I woke up. Once while high, my friends came up with an online call center for people who have anxiety while high to call. It was named TripAdvisor. These exist and do good around the globe. /r/tripsit me etc. Yep. Premelted cheese. Edit. Okay, I feel the need to clarify as people are saying nacho cheese or Velveeta or cheese whiz. I was so baked. My idea was pre-melted cheese, like a boil-in-the-bag rice but for cheese, like a block of cheddar cheese, in a sandwich bag and boiled till molten, and then it stayed molten like did solidify and I could just pour it on stuff. Like I was so high, I literally forgot all the aforementioned products existed and I thought I was going to be a fucking millionaire, then started to talk with my friends about where I should live, be it La or Uiak, in a penthouse suite and have a butler and maids and shit. Then I came to after passing out at Sumpet, and I remember the entire conversation and think holy fucking god, I'm a fucking moron. Hear me out. We melt the cheese then freeze it. Then anytime you want melted cheese you just pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. That was basically it. It was like boil-in-the-bag rice, but for cheese. One time when I was tripping I wrote down this whole page of numbers and swore it was the answer. The answer to what I don't know lol, I just kept saying it's all about the digits. The numbers Mason, what do they mean? Dragovic, Kravchiko, Steiner. Edit, spelling. Usually I make big plans that cost a lot of money and then promise sober people that we will do them. So they start to look forward to the plans, I sober up, and regret all of my decisions yet still have to follow through. Most recent was that I promised my sister that I'd bring my daughter to visit her in Florida. $2,000 later, I have a sunburn. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. Ernest Hemingway. Fuck you drunk me. Most recent was that I promised my sister that I'd bring my daughter to visit her in Florida. $2,000 later, I have a sunburn. Mad respect for following through. Mama didn't raise a quitter. Sugar bags. Like tea bags but for sugar. Tea and 2 sugars. 1 tea bag, 2 sugar bags. As we were stoned as fuck, my cousin holding up an emptied tea bag filled with sugar and me trying to carefully tie it back up with a piece of cotton, my cousin disappointingly says sugar cubes. HMH, what if you made presugared tea bags? I have seen tea bags with sugar and powdered milk already in them. I had this idea that the Taken films should each focus on a different set of skills. Like Liam Neeson could be an amazing chef in Taken 2, and perhaps a postman in Taken 3. Honesty, this sounds like a much better version of what we got. But I still want it to involve saving a kidnapped person somehow. One of my philosophy professors told a joke about a philosopher having a dream in which he met Socrates, but quickly saw the proper rebuttal to his views, which Socrates conceded. Then he met Aristotle, and Descartes, and Kant, and Ietzisk, and Mill, and with each of them presented his contrary position successfully. He knew he was dreaming, but he thought, I have to wake up enough to write this down. He managed to become conscious enough that he quickly scrawled the words down on some paper, then fell asleep again. The next morning he woke up, remembered what had happened, and excitedly grabbed the note. It read, "Yeah, that's what you say. Oh God, I did something similar. I was having a dream where I felt like the secrets of the universe were being revealed to me, and I had gained some irreplaceable piece of wisdom that would change my life forever. I woke up, in my half-asleep blurry sleepiness, grabbed my phone and opened my notes app to write down this critical knowledge. In the morning I vaguely remembered the dream, convinced that there on my notes app would be the key to life and the universe. All it said was, the age of the worm shop is infinite. See, now I'm thinking that you really did have some profound arcane information relayed to you in your dream, but in your half-awake state you wrote it down sloppily and your phone auto-corrected it into something useless. I mean, I think we just need to figure out what the worm shop is and why it's significant that its age is infinite. Not a waste. A riddle. Once you figure out what that means, you'll be unstoppable. He's a master rhetorician. He's loquacious with a style. He's an eloquence magician. And he does it with a smile. He's a lecturer, a speaker. An orator of debate. He's an altercation seeker. And he doesn't want to wait. And it's when you think you're winning that he takes it nice and slow. And he tells you while he's grinning. Yeah, that's just what you say, bro.